Do you remember Alvin and the Chipmunks? Did you know they are much older than you think? Who are the actors behind these chipmunks? And did you know that Alvin and the Chipmunks have met the Looney Tunes gang, Winnie the Pooh, and even the Ninja Turtles? Crazy, right? Stay until the end to see it all. Let's go. Alvin and the Chipmunks tells the story of three chipmunk brothers who live in a tree in the forest. And after it's cut down and taken to the city, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore show up at Dave's house, who is a composer and musician. Together, the four become world famous with their music. Talking and singing chipmunks, of course, that was going to be a hit. Alvin and the Chipmunks have 4 movies, released in 2007, 2009, 2011, and 2015, and together they grossed over $1 billion in box offices worldwide. But these 4 movies are the ones we know the most because they were the biggest hits, but they are much older than you think. It all started with a guy named Ross Bagdasarian, who was the creator of Alvin and the Chipmunks. And do you know when that was? In the 1950s. When would you have guessed that Alvin and the Chipmunks originally came from the 1950s? Only here on Cine Lovers. So make sure to subscribe and leave your like. Ross Bagdasarian was a singer, actor, producer, and composer, and at the beginning of his career, he used the stage name Dave Seville, which would later become the name of Alvin and the Chipmunks' father. It was a way to honor the creator of the characters. And in 1958, Ross wanted to create a new record, a new song that would be a hit, something never seen before. That's when he came up with the idea of having 3 chipmunks singing. Another interesting thing is that, in the 1950s, the band was called David Seville and the Chipmunks. Then came the biggest hit of David and the Chipmunks, the release of the song Christmas Don't Be Late, which you definitely know. This song became a huge success at the end of the 1950s and the beginning of the 1960s. The success was so big that the song reached #1 on the Billboard chart. And do you know who sang the songs in the Chipmunks' voices? The creator himself, Ross Bagdasarian. He voiced all 3 characters and was the one who made the voices high-pitched and squeaky, just like we know them today. Shortly after, the band's name was changed to Alvin and the Chipmunks. Our characters were named Alvin, Simon, and Theodore as a tribute to the 3 executives of Liberty Records, which was the label that released the Chipmunk songs. Pretty cool, right? In this segment, besides revisiting classic cartoons and movies, you also get to learn and discover many interesting facts. Leave your like because this video definitely deserves it, right? In 1961, Ross created an animated series called The Alvin Show, which had 2 seasons and a total of 26 episodes, first aired from 1961 to 1962 on CBS. It was made in color but broadcast in black and white. Then, from 1963 to 1964, they rebroadcast the series, and this time, it was in color. Ross Bagdasarian voiced all 3 chipmunks and some other characters. The series was a huge success. What do you think of the video so far? Leave your thoughts in the comments. 10 years after the end of the series, Ross Bagdasarian passed away in 1972. Then, during the 1970s, Alvin and the Chipmunks kind of took a break, with no new productions. That's when Ross Bagdasarian Jr., Ross's son, stepped in to continue his father's work. In 1983, a new series was created as a follow-up to the 1960s show. It was called Alvin and the Chipmunks and had a total of 101 episodes across 8 seasons, running from 1983 to 1990. Throughout the series, there were episodes parodying classic films like Back to the Future, King Kong, and others. It was during this second series that the Chipettes were introduced. So many cool facts. During this series, Alvin and the Chipmunks also got a movie called The Chipmunk Adventure in 1987, where Alvin, Simon, Theodore, and the Chipettes travel around the world in search of lost diamonds. Then, in 1990, something crazy happened. McDonald's funded a short film featuring several cartoon characters together in an incredible crossover. The short was called Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, where they taught kids about the dangers of drugs. Along with Alvin and the Chipmunks, characters like Winnie the Pooh, Bugs Bunny, the Muppets, the Ninja Turtles, Garfield, the Smurfs, and many others appeared. Super cool! In 2007, the first Alvin and the Chipmunks feature film was made, which mixed computer animation with live-action, real people. It was a huge success that led to 3 more films, released in 2009, 2011, and 2015. These 4 are the Alvin and the Chipmunks productions that we know and have watched the most. In the same year, 2015, when the 4th movie was released, a new series premiered, which aired until recently, called Alvin and the Chipmunks. It was created by Janice Carmen, who is married to Ross Jr., the son of the creator of Alvin and the Chipmunks. The series has over 100 episodes. And of course, Alvin and the Chipmunks also got video games, available for Wii, Nintendo DS, PlayStation 2, and PC. Have you played any? Comment below. Since the 1950s when they were created until today, Alvin and the Chipmunks productions have won many awards. Now let's meet the movie's actors. The voices of the characters were done by the creator Ross Bagdasarian himself, and after his death, his son took over the voices along with his wife, Janice. But let's talk about the voices from the first live-action movie. Simon's voice is done by actor Matthew Gray Gubler, known for his character Dr. Spencer on the series Criminal Minds. Dave is played by actor Jason Lee, who has been in many series and films. He is Syndrome in The Incredibles. Theodore's original voice is by Jesse McCartney, who is a singer, actor, and voice actor. Ian is played by actor David Cross, who is the original voice of Master Crane in Kung Fu Panda. Now for Alvin, his original voice is by Justin Long, who acted in Herbie Fully Loaded. To revisit more childhood classics, I made these 2 videos for you. One about the amazing Shark Tale and the other about the wonderful Surf's Up. Thanks for watching until the end, and see you in the next video here on Cine Lovers.